Anna Scivetti was born on the 20th of September 1963. She was an aspiring singer and a beloved daughter, sister and aunt. Anna was bipolar and required medication to regulate her condition. In 1994, Scivetti started a relationship with Charles Chorman. However, unknown to her at the time, everything about Charles wasn't quite as it seemed. Chorman had a prior criminal record. In the 1980s, he served 4 years in prison. Authorities said he was the mastermind behind a car theft ring that stole 500 vehicles. Anna believed Chorman was separated from his wife at the time they began their relationship, but Chorman apparently kept 2 residences at the time, one with his wife and another with Scivetti. The relationship was turbulent and often abusive, and in September 1997, Charles was arrested and charged with physically assaulting Scivetti. He pleaded guilty to the lesser charge of disorderly conduct, and Scivetti won an order of protection against him, which stated that Chorman was forced to stay away from her. However, they continued to see each other. Then, in 1998, Anna decided enough was enough, and she decided to move out of the apartment that they shared in Staten Island, New York. However, her freedom would not last long. After finding a new apartment and a new job as a receptionist, Anna's problems were far from behind her. Her new place was suspiciously burned down, and she was forced to find yet another apartment. Anna quickly found another apartment and a roommate. The new property just so happened to be in Tottenville, where Charles was believed to live with his wife and child. On August 19, 1998, Anna was supposed to meet with her new apartment's landlord to give him a down payment. She also planned to meet her new roommate for a celebratory dinner following the exchange, but Anna never showed up to meet the landlord. Despite Anna's family knowing that she would never leave her dog or her loved ones behind, the police did not initially act upon Anna's missing persons report. In fact, it took authorities nearly 1 week to initiate an investigation. On the day of her disappearance, Scivetti was last seen leaving her workplace, where she was employed as a receptionist. She was driving her blue-grey 4-door 1988 Mazda. Traffic records indicated she drove over the Outer Bridge crossing and returned to the New York City borough of Staten Island, her place of residency. Phone records indicated she called Charles Chorman shortly thereafter. Later that day, Scivetti and Chorman were seen at a bar they often visited. Witnesses said Scivetti looked as if she was in good spirits, but Chorman appeared to be in a foul mood. This was the last time anyone saw her. She has never been heard from again. Early the next morning, a witness noticed Chorman was dishevelled and his face and hands were scratched. He said he'd gotten into a bar fight. In 1993, Elizabeth Bump disappeared from Staten Island after leaving a patient's residence. She worked as a home health care aide at the time. Bump's patient told authorities that he witnessed 2 unidentified Caucasian men summoning her across the street as she exited his home. Bump has never been heard from again. Her 1986 Pontiac Grand Prix was discovered abandoned several blocks from the patient's residence on April the 14th, 1993, 5 days after she disappeared. Authorities said that the vehicle had been wiped clean of fingerprints by the time it was located. There was no sign of her at the scene. Elizabeth Bump had previously lived with her sister, Linda, who was the wife of Charles Chorman. It was rumoured that he and Bump were having an affair at the time she vanished, but that has never been proven. Chorman initially assisted with the police investigation into his sister-in-law's disappearance. However, that case quickly went cold. Authorities began to re-examine Chorman's possible role in Bump's case in 1998 after Anna's disappearance. Sadly though, no suspects, including Charles, have ever been named in either case. Charles hired a criminal defense attorney and refused to cooperate with the police. Charles was later sentenced to 12.5 years in prison, following 12 charges, including the transportation of stolen automobiles, altering VIN numbers, and more. The cases of Anna and Elizabeth still remain unsolved to this day.